which is talking Captain Marvel. Now, for those who are constantly seeing stuff like, oh, there's a movie coming out Friday, just remember, movies come out Thursday. They don't come out like to where you can see them all day Thursday. Like the earliest shows may be a special early screening, maybe at like 6, but they usually start at like 7 and whatever. So Captain Marvel comes out tomorrow, and I wanted to talk some about that and give my thoughts on certain things that's like been surrounding it. Now, one thing that I want to put out is that I am pissed. I am pissed. And it's not directly concerning everything that's revolving around Captain Marvel, but it's about something that I just want to talk real quick about. I don't get why people feel like they can put stuff out and spoil stuff for other people. I don't get that. I'm a person where I love surprises. I love, surprising people. I want to go into a movie that I've never seen before, not knowing anything integrable, or I don't know how you pronounce that, but anything that's like really important to the movie that may end up being a spoiler, like how it ends, who dies, why they die, why this happened, blah blah blah. Unless I really don't care. Like if it's 50 Shades of Grey, I don't care. Spoil the whole movie for me. I don't care. But if it's a movie that I'm really really excited to see, I don't want to know anything about it that may ruin my experience of the movie. I'm the person that like to go see it or watch it for the first time and get my honest, reaction on it. Like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know this person was gonna be up in there and the blah blah blah. So with that said, I got spoiled. I'm not gonna spoil because I'm not a person that if I see a movie, I don't like to spoil it for other people because I don't like being spoiled. So I'm not going to give out any details about what it is or whatever, but I was spoiled on Instagram just scrolling through it or whatever, and I forgot what what page I'm following or whatever, but it was a photo. I'm not going to give out any details what was in the photo, but I know it was something pertaining to a mid-credit scene. And how I know that? Trust me, I know that it is pertaining to one of the end credit scenes, which there are two. I've heard that there are two. But it was like about a second and a half before I realized what it was. Like I looked at it before I realized what it was, and I strolled past it. I didn't give it any more of a look, but with what the picture what it had it pertaining, I knew that it was an end credit scene, and it was just something that I did not need to see. The end credit scene. I mean, I'm excited for Captain Marvel, but I'm really am more excited for the end credit scenes because I am ready for Endgame. And it was like that's why I was like just really waiting for the end credit scenes. I was wanting to see it because I basically want to see what it has pertaining to Endgame. And it's like I just did not need to see it. I really did not, and I just hate that people feel like they can go out and spoil it. Like I truly hate when people spoil stuff like that. I just really hate it. I don't get what type of pleasure they get out of it. I just don't know. Do they get paid to do it? It's just really stupid that a person would do it, and it's just really ignorant. So I don't know if you're one of those people that like to spoil stuff. I just don't know. I really don't get you. Yeah. So just to put that out there, that's just one of my pet peeves. I just truly hate that. But getting right into Captain Marvel, so there's a lot of good surrounding this movie. It's a lot of good surrounding this movie. And I'm happy to hear, because the one thing that I would hate to go into a movie expecting it to be bad, because that's telling me that I'm wasting my money. And even if I'm using my AMC Stubs A-list, I'm wasting my time watching a movie that is knowingly, before I see it, bad. So yeah, it's good to know that there's a lot of good surrounding this movie, even from the reviews and everything else, and that it is tracking domestically at 125 million, which that puts it above any solo like introduction film in the MCU as of to date. And I know a lot of people might want to count like Spider-Man or Black Panther, but I don't really count those two because, for one, Spider-Man has already been introduced way before he got into the MCU, so I don't really count, Spider-Man. And then Black Panther, I don't count either. I mean, you probably could, but I don't count it because of the simple fact that both him and Spider-Man were both introduced into Civil War. So, the Black Panther movie wasn't the first time that we saw Black Panther on the big screen, especially in like a huge part. I mean, it wasn't his movie, but he played a huge part in Civil War. So, I mean, I can't really count Black Panther. But the other solo type introduction films that I can count are Iron Man is at number 1 with 98.6 million. And then Guardians of the Galaxy is right after it with 94.3 million. Doctor Strange after that, surprisingly, is 85 million. Thor, the first Thor, takes right after that is 65.7 million. Captain America, the first Avenger, is right after it with 65 million. I mean, like, literally not that far from it. And Ant-Man is the lowest one with 57.2 million. And these are the introduction like films to characters or whatnot. And that's saying a lot, man. If this movie does get in between, I say 100 and 125 million, that's saying a lot where, what Marvel is doing. And I am happy to be one of those people that already got my tickets for tomorrow. I got a 10 o'clock showing because the showing that I was going to go with like a couple guys that I work with, like the 7 o'clock or the 7, whatever, the 7 o'clock showing that we was looking at for the theater that we were trying to go to ended up being like almost sold out. It had a lot of the good seats just taken and everything else, so we had to go for a later show. And like the 10 o'clock one was wide open. So yeah, and seeing all this stuff, I truly cannot wait. But as far as like worldwide, over the weekend, and it's not just like overall, like at the end of its theatrical runtime, but overall, it's said to reach almost or nearly 300 million. That's crazy. If it does, it's on the path to almost touching $1 billion. It really is. It's going to be on the path to almost touching $1 billion. If it succeed or exceed that, man, they're going to have a massive hit. They really are. I don't think it's not going to do what, Black Panther did, but it's going to be up there. I don't know. I'm going to see after this weekend, I think I will have a better, sense of what, this movie could, do as far as, just, like, will it touch $1 billion? But as of right now, I don't know if it will, but it may end up. It has caused a lot of controversy and just a lot of just stir, just good and bad. So it may end up. It may end up. I don't know. I truly don't know, but I am truly excited to it. Excited for it. But yeah, as far as the reviews, it's mostly positive reviews. I mean, you do have your bad reviews and everything else, but most of it is positive with a Rotten Tomatoes score of 83% right now, with a Metacritic score of 64%. And to me, that's exciting. That's truly, truly, truly exciting. Because of the simple fact, like I said, I want this movie to succeed. I want to go to the theater and have a great theater experience. We've seen it in IMAX, Who would want to go to a movie and spend? And I had to come out of money because I'm not seeing it at AMC, so I had to pay actual IMAX price. So who would want to go see a movie that may end up doing bad in IMAX, which you're almost paying like nearly $20 for it, to have a bad experience? So that's just exciting to me, and hopefully I get a real big kick out of this movie and find some major enjoyment and entertainment out of this movie, because I'm truly, truly excited. And like I said, it does have two end credit scenes, which I was told that they both are vital, that you will want to stick around for the mid and end credit scene. So there you have it. I mean, I'm always Stan. Even with movies that aren't Marvel or DC or whatever, I'm always like, I don't know why I don't do it ahead of time, but I always remember it toward the end of the movie or at the end of the movie. But I always look up to see if a movie that's not a superhero Marvel DC movie, if it has an end credit scene or a mid credit scene or something like that. And so I end up just doing that. But, you know, Marvel has got us spoiled with this. And now end credit scenes are just kind of like, it's somewhat kind of expected during, you know, when you're seeing the movie. So jumping on for that, let's go ahead and get into the controversy of the whole Rotten Tomatoes thing and everything that goes around. Now, a lot of people might have just the story wrong when it comes to Rotten Tomatoes and why they did what they did. So I was listening to a podcast, wrestling podcast that I listen to, that I love, called Wrestling Soup, and I can see they didn't have a full understanding. I know a lot of people don't. So Rotten Tomatoes have changed things and what they do with their site. So at first, you will be able to just put, you know, reviews up in there, and, you know, at any time. I believe it was like at any time. And so leading into this movie, Rotten Tomatoes have found it was a lot of controversy. People kind of like not really trying to like this because they feel like Marvel has an agenda or something because it's a female-led, superhero movie. And it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. But you got a lot of men or just a lot of people that's trying to just downrate this movie and just trying to bring it down and just make it seem like the most horrible thing in the world just because it's a female-led movie, or they don't like Brie Larson and how she is going about things and marketing this movie, just her being the main character or whatever, the lead or whatnot. And so basically what Rotten Tomatoes did is that they took down the option to where you can put, your reviews ahead of time, unless you're a critic, to where it will be legit of your, what your opinions and, your review is. But as far as like a fan, the audience rating and everything else of the movie, of people who actually seen it, I believe that they're not going to release it until after the film gets released. So you won't be able to put your things up in there, and for good reason. It's not to be on the favor of a female-led movie. It's not to be on the favor of Disney or anything else. Disney isn't paying them off. But simply because you have people that like to spoil movies, like I talked about before I started talking about everything else from Captain Marvel. But you will also have trolls out there that want to do a movie harm simply because they don't like something about the movie before they even seen it. We've seen this happen with the whole Ghostbusters thing, with the female Ghostbusters movie back in 2016 and everything else, and people just slamming the movie before they even saw it, trying to make fan pages and just to slam it, and just go on all the websites and YouTube channels and that the trailer is playing on and just put the thumbs down and everything else, trying to have people not see it for some strange reason. And they did the same thing with Captain Marvel. It was a whole brigade of just stupid people who together collectively don't have a brain to work with, want to bring this movie down for no apparent reason, not even seeing the movie, saying that it's horrible, it's garbage, it's this and that, it's not good, don't go see this, whatever, and don't have a valid reason as to why. Why? Because you don't like Brie Larson? So, don't go see the movie. You don't like that, it's coming out again, or you just don't like Marvel. Okay, don't go see the movie. You don't have to spend your time or money on this movie. You don't have to spend your time worrying about this movie. After this movie's over, you're not going to have to worry about too much of the advertisement because a lot of it is going to die down. Maybe a week or two after, yeah. But then after that, you're not going to see too much about Captain Marvel. So you don't have that much time to you don't have that much time just that to where they're going to be putting out advertisements like crazy like they are now, because a lot of people worked on this, a lot of money went into it, so a lot of people are trying to make that money back and get paid. And if you were a company, you would be trying to doing the same thing. And it's just people, trolls on the internet, are trying to just downgrade this movie before they even see it. Whether they like the trailer or not, they're just trying to downgrade it and not even give it a chance. And that's the reason why Rotten Tomatoes did what they did. I've heard that Metacritic has already done something similar, or they have more of a better grip on just the reviews that go on their site, as they actually gain or get the reviews from certain like fans and certain audiences that see the movie, that actually after they come out of actually seeing the movie, they get their their thoughts and everything on it. And so Rotten Tomatoes, it was just about this time, because I haven't really looked it up, but I guarantee you it was probably not the, besides this and Ghostbusters, probably one of the first films to go through this. And it was enough to where it was like, you know what, we're not gonna stand for this. We're not gonna have trolls that haven't even seen the movie dictate how well this movie looks to other people. Because if a movie not looking good or it's not getting a good rating and stuff, a lot of people just gonna say fuck it, I'm not gonna go see it. And it's a lot of people that might be like, you know what, I'll just decide for myself. But it's like, if the movie is really, really, really good, why deter people away from seeing it? Just because their opinions or their likes don't align with what you like, doesn't mean that you can tear them away from something that potentially may end up being one of the best movies they've ever seen in their life. Not saying that Captain Marvel will do that, but possibly for somebody, it may be in their top 5 greatest films of all time. You don't know. Why deter them away from that? If you don't like what I like, what another person likes, so what? Films are subjective. I mean, we're not all gonna like the same film. My brother and I, we have totally different opinions on Suicide Squad. He doesn't love it. He likes it or whatever. And I simply hate the movie. I think the movie is crap. I feel like it is just horrible. I cringe at even the thought of watching it again. That's how bad it is for me. And anybody that asks me about it, I'm going to say, yeah, that movie is horrible. It's bad. He will look at it and find entertainment out of it. I'm not going to speak on every aspect that he like about it, because that's for him to say. But I mean, I have a totally different opinion than him and me, but we can still discuss movies. We can still like a movie, hate a movie, because there's movies that I love that he don't like or he may hate. And it's just not even just me and him, but me and other people, So just because someone don't like your opinion don't mean that you gotta spite them, that you gotta hate them, like, oh, you don't like what I like, F you, blah, blah, blah. It's like, just take it for where it is. Just take it for what it is, Don't try and, downgrade a movie, like the hard work that people have put on, from the director to the writer to even just the studio putting finances behind it. Even the people that's working at catering, the people, the stunt doubles and everything else, the actors, don't take that away from them. They worked hard on a movie for you to sit here and use all your time and energy in trying to make people not see something that they have worked their ass off on, while you just sit behind a computer desk just crapping on a movie and all that stuff. Like, it's just, no, just your time and energy can be spent on something totally different, something that benefits you as a person, rather than shitting on another person's creativity. Like, it's garbage. And that's just basically what it is. And like, even Zachary Levi had to pitch in with the whole Brie Larson thing. And this is just another controversy, not really concerning Rotten Tomatoes, but Brie Larson did come out with a statement. And she basically, I know a lot of people might have gotten a lot of stuff from it than what it actually she was trying to get across. But basically, she said that, like, maybe in like not the best way, where it's like, maybe she wants diversity in what, reviewers or critics that go see her movies or these type of movies, because, will feel that not an elderly, but a middle-aged white man may have like a certain type of like for certain movies, and may just end up putting this on the bad side because it doesn't fit what he likes. And even like John Campy, I listened to, and he even said that he wasn't offended by what she said because he understands it, and he agrees, saying that with her coming out and saying that, a lot of the press, screenings that he go to are filled with majority of white men. And all she's saying is that she wants more diversity, maybe women, other, ethnicities in these screenings, to where you can get another opinion besides not elderly. I keep about to say elderly white man. I don't know. Whenever I think of critic, an elderly white man is what comes up to mind. But I mean, just a middle-aged or just older white man who has maybe some like old school type of thinking when it comes to movies and women leading these big major tentpole movies and stuff. And I agree with her. I really agree. And like the backlash that she got with it, just for saying it, like I said, maybe she said it in the wrong way. Even, it's like Zachary Levi even had to come out. The guy who is playing DC's version of Captain Marvel. Well, not their version, but playing Shazam, who was previously known as Captain Marvel in the DC earlier, like way back when, and everything else. And even he had to come out and tell people just chill, just quit. People just giving out lies and just bringing her down and saying that we're going to support Shazam and we're not going to support Captain Marvel. Like, that's cool, but do it for the right reasons. If you're not rocking with Captain Marvel, if you don't care for that, okay, don't go see it. Go see Shazam. Or vice versa. You're not rocking with Shazam, go see Captain Marvel. Or, whatever. If you rocking with both, go see both. If you're going to do something like that, do it for, legitimate reasons. If you don't care to see Captain Marvel because maybe you don't like Brie Larson as an actress, cool. Maybe you don't like the Captain Marvel character. Maybe you don't like Marvel. I mean, I guess you could say, and that's 50-50, kind of legitimate, kind of not legitimate reason. But hey, if it's something like that, cool, whatever. But if you don't like it because she's a woman and she's leading a superhero movie and blah blah blah, it's like, come on, get over yourself. Like, really, man. I don't know. It's just crazy of how much people just want to just hate on the movie. It just back off. Just back off. And just give it credit, just whatever. And it's like, it's saying something when the opposing side, I guess you could say the competition, DC, a person that's working for DC, that's playing the character under the DC banner, is coming out and defending a person that's under the Marvel banner. It's telling y'all to cool it. Just chill. That's gotta be saying something. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Something. Or would that go right with this? I don't know. But, when you got your enemy, or, I put in air quotes, enemy defending you against other people, it's like, that's saying something. That really is. But, I mean, that's basically all of what it is. She wasn't causing no harm. She wasn't, being a feminist and all men are evil and blah, blah, blah. She just wants diversity. Maybe she could have said it better. Hey, that's just how she came out. That's just how she feels. But when it comes down to it, I agree with her. Have more diversity, have more blacks, have more Hispanics, have more, Indian, Asian or whatever, different people with different type of points of view, maybe different genders, whatever. Just have it to where it's like you can go off of that, and then the world would be a whole better place than what it is now. But yeah, I mean, but that's really all I gotta say about the whole Captain Marvel thing. Like, through it all, I am truly excited to see this movie. I'm very, very excited to see this movie. I have a little bit over a day before I actually can see this film, and I am really, really, really ready to see this film. And I don't know what you guys think, but yeah, this is a movie I cannot wait to go ahead and see what they have in store. But in any case, that ends that. So let's jump into the next segment.